All over the news, they're saying that Anthropic is the fastest growing company in the history of capitalism. But what does that mean and what does it say about AI? I'm going to explain it all like we're on FaceTime so that we're all on the same page. So technological innovation and adoption don't grow in a linear fashion. They grow exponentially. What does that mean though? It means that our technology advances on a curve that goes like rapidly up. So like we get electricity, then we get computers, then we get a supercomputer in your pocket as a smartphone. Now we get AI. But it's not just the innovation that grows exponentially, it's the adoption. So it took about 40 years for electricity to proliferate throughout the market. Computers took 20. The smartphone, from iPhone's release of it to over 50% market share, only took 6 years. AI has been into everyone's home and pocket in less than 2 years. That's exponential growth. And like AI or not, the important thing I'm not offering an opinion about that. The thing to keep in mind is that clearly humans want AI. ChatGPT is nearing 1 billion users. A year ago, only like 25% of companies paid for some type of AI subscription. It's over 50% now. That is a fact that humans want to use AI. Whether you and I want to use it or not is a different question. But it's important because we've heard all of this commentary about AI being a bubble. Really what I think is the issue is that there's a lot of problems with ChatGPT's business model, but the AI industry itself continues to grow. So Anthropic is the AI company that uses Claude. Claude is like the personal use for individuals that use it, and they also have a really strong coding model. So coders love to use Claude. It's just better, apparently. Companies like to use Claude. They kind of dominate the enterprise market for AI usage. That's like business uses of AI, and they're growing rapidly. Think about Standard Oil. Standard Oil is John D. Rockefeller. It's like, the guy who made oil everywhere, from which our entire economy has become built in the last 100 years. For him to dominate that market, it took 34 years. Anthropic is quickly dominating in just a few years. So in 2024, in January, the run rate for Anthropic was like $80-ish million. That means that if they had kept the revenue that they made in January and made that every single month, they would have made about $84 million that year. But they're not growing linear. They're not maintaining that growth. They're growing exponentially. Their run rate today, in April 2025, is $30 billion. They will make $30 billion in revenue if they kept making that amount, but they're not. So they're going to keep making even more money. Now, the problem is that AI has now achieved this critical demand. Like, so many people want to use it that the concern now is that they can't build data centers fast enough. There's not enough electricity to power it. Back a year ago, the concern was that the data center growth, like the building of these data centers, was exceeding the demand for AI. It is totally flipped. The total opposite has happened. Why though? The AI has gotten much better, much faster. So a year ago, there were all these news stories about businesses saying that they weren't seeing much productivity growth from AI. That is flipped. Businesses are now seeing massive productivity growth by the usage of AI for their employees. For example, a year ago, a study found that coders who used AI were about 20% slower than coders who weren't using it. That was because they had to go back and correct so many mistakes that the AI was making. Flip to today, the exact opposite is true. A coder using AI is about 20% faster than one who doesn't use it. What does this mean for humanity? Well, AI is everywhere. It's going to be everywhere. Clearly, people want to use it. It will result in a mass technological shift. It will result in technological innovation at an exponential rate. It will result in massive job loss. Hopefully, as has happened with past technologies, that job loss will be offset by new jobs being created in different ways. If humans get more productive, then the hope is that that spurs economic growth and that there are more jobs. There's more economic development. Whether or not that will be true for this technology is unclear because this technology is so innovative, is so different. The demand for AI is clearly astronomical and growing rapidly. ChatGPT eliminated Sora, which was their video production app. They had like an app that just made videos and stuff and like images. They stopped using that, not really because it wasn't in demand, but because they needed to free up technological and electrical capacity for their rest of their usage, for their principal apps. Anthropic does something similar. Anthropic is in such demand for Claude that they have to throttle usage at certain times of day that are high volume. So AI requires a lot of things. It requires data centers with GPUs and CPUs. Those are the microchips that power it. It requires water because water needs to cool the data centers. Most of these data centers being made now operate on a closed loop system so that the water gets recycled. You still need to top it off, but it's a closed loop. They're recycling the water, which is good. We need that. And also, they need so much electricity. It's not even clear if we have enough electricity, like the ability to manufacture enough electricity to power the demand for AI that is expected by next year on this level. We will need massive amounts of electricity. And frankly, a lot of that electricity will need to come from new sources, renewables, nuclear power, which is a controversial thing, but it's a net that doesn't emit greenhouse gases. Nuclear power doesn't. So it's good for the climate. It has other problems, like, what do you do with a bunch of nuclear waste? But it manufactures a ton of electricity. And so all of this is just to say, a year ago, all of the conversations were centered around, is AI a bubble? Is AI a bubble? When is this bubble going to pop? That has been turned on its head. Now I see the question being, is ChatGPT a bubble? Because there are plenty of AI companies that are doing astronomical success, and it's just a matter of time before it is a job requirement to use AI at